Hi everybody. So now the bottom fairing is done. I've got it screwed in right there, all is well. Now it's time to move on. After I put a few screws in, well actually I was taking it off. We'll start working on the top fairing. So the top fairing is very simple. It's kind of like just a smaller version of the elevators. You cut a back notch in the fairing so that it'll fit at the trailing edge. You then trim the very bottom so that the lip is snug to the metal. Then drill, final drill, countersink the fairing, and then pop rivet. However, all that being said, very simple. Yes, but what I want is a very secure top that I don't have to worry about it cracking through the fiberglass. So in the elevator fairings, I put little washers on each of the holes. Yep, there's Derek, Mr. Airline Pilot. Jackass. So what we do is we epoxy on some washers directly on top of the drill holes so that when you put the pop rivets through, now you're going to have to get a slightly longer pop rivet. It is only 1/16 of an inch thick. The washers are, but they're not like perfectly snug to the skin. I mean, they mostly are, but you might want to get like a half a size bigger. I've practiced it. I've actually practiced it with the same ones. So you're using CS4-4s. You're using size 4 rivets and 4 length, and it comes out pretty good. It grabs the washer real hard, and that's what you want. Problem is, well, one thing is I'm not very happy with the way that it fit. I mean, it fits fine, and the really cool thing is, after I'm done with this, actually, I think I've got a different video I'm supposed to, off my phone, I'm supposed to add to the bottom of this. So you might see some iPhone video at the bottom. Hold that thought while I process it. Yes, okay, come to find out I did have a video on my iPhone of me continuing working on this later. Alright, good boy. Hold on, I got a begging cat at my feet. No, stop it. Anyway, so just gonna do the match drilling, Cleco, enlarge, Cleco, bit. And then what you don't see is I actually start putting on the first layer of resin onto here to secure those washers on. You're gonna see the rest of it in just a little bit, but before then, let's talk about the actual fit. So, good news, looks pretty good. So here's a picture right here of the whole thing put together. I got the rudder sitting on top of the vertical stabilizer. Well, actually, I got that. It's just sitting on top, yeah. And I have a block of wood to keep the rudder from flopping around. And it looks pretty good. I'm very happy. Boy, that thing's it's a lot thicker than I would have thought it would be. But with the fairings on, it looks great, doesn't it? Here I am. Just doing the dimpling and the thing. But here's the other thing I want to talk about. So here's a picture of the close-up of the matching of the vertical stabilizer and rudder fairings. See how it's got like a dip in it? How it's I got a white piece of paper behind it so that you can see the straight line. But see how it's not like a perfectly like straight beautiful line? I mean, it's pretty close. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, the OCD in me will not allow for that. I mean, it's beautiful, and now that I've seen that, I've looked at other planes and I see it sometimes as well. So some people just like, this is the way it came. I'm gonna be fine with it. Well, I mean, it's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flush that out. It's just filler, right? I need to have filler on the top of the back of the vertical stab fairing. Of course, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of that fairing, and that's coming up next. So we're actually going to be laying fiberglass. It's pretty fun. But then once that's solid and we're happy, then I can just put filler on top. So we're just going to be putting filler, just layers of matte and a lot of it too. So, oh, here we go. So this is the iPhone video of me putting on another layer of epoxy to the fairing. Here I'm just drilling out the ones that had already been epoxied. You want to make sure those are nice and clean. Use a little piece of wood behind it to keep the washer in place not from splintering. So anyway, there it is. That's pretty much it for that. In the next video, we're going to be actually doing epoxy. So see you soon.